Hello there, welcome to RA7 Aaron Barron's Medic gameplay and potential useful tips commentary. Probably not because I'm a bit inexperienced, but hey, you might learn something if you're an absolute beginner. I don't intend to talk much because I'll edit this out, but hey, I'll just skip to when, the match starts. If this is somehow very fast, I'll just continue on here. But hey, you never get that with TF2 unless who is hitting all his shots and everything. You'd probably be more useful gun a Quickfix as it will just eliminate the enemies faster. And I think I like about the Creed Demon, not the Quickfix 25%, but fast enough to allow you to have an edge. And see, there's also another scenario I'd like to give here. The multiple medics. This medic is using the Quickfix, so there's no point for me to use both. If you have a scenario where, say, one has one type of medigun, it'd be better if you do the one that complements the best, like say with medigun possibly Quickfix, or with Quickfix either medigun or Quickfix. I prefer much a Quickfix with the Quickfix on a King of the Hill map like this. But let's say your payload or something, a medigun would work better with a Quickfix, as that's the one thing you probably need. And on example, the Quickfix never seems to work as much for me on the payload as well. In my personal opinion, the infinite ammo you get from the cart will go well with it, and the extra crits you will get will prevent the NGs, the massive NG nest you get from Jose Gonzalez 2011, him and his NG buddies. They're able to stay alive longer, even when they're getting hit due to the dispenser they have behind them. But with the Quickfix, that will be a one-shot, one-kill you usually get on the end for them. See what I mean? My team is staying alive on the point, not due to me, I'd say, but more due to their abilities. But if it comes down to a pinch, as I'm not saying at top level right now, I would be able to keep them well alive. You can obviously tell, but seems this guy is going for a... yeah, they're locking down the point here. I think we're going to have an easy match today. Oh, here comes a medic. In this scenario, they seem to have two medics going for battle mode. That's actually really good for us, because trust me, they're useless. Unless they're doing Uber store chain. Let me go harass them, 1 second. See what I mean? This is loud with... oh. Yeah, I usually get quite laggy when I get shot at. It's a problem with my computer, but I'll improve it over time. But yeah, as you can see there, I was also doing what I call the Quickfix attack thingy, or the attack, I could say, repair heal. It allows me to basically stay alive by switching between Uber Saw, Quickfix and all that, and nobody can really see the Quickfix Uber compared to the obviousness of the Uber and the Quickfix, so they obviously don't expect you to be alive for that long, and it might catch them off guard. And we all know the Uber Saws are 100% crit rate, so it makes it quite simple to get, to be honest. Let me go help this NG out, or this heavy out, he's fucking him up. See what I mean? And this guy's going for the back behind me. I do not like medics go behind me. And this guy's a fucking... I saw that headshot come from a mile away. They also like to run facing the exact opposite direction from a sniper, as well, they often aren't able to hit my head if I'm facing away from them. I'll also do things like move around rapidly and jump around and bunny hop and all that. It's just a safety precaution I've learned over time. I've also noticed a lot of spies prefer to go scout. I've asked around and this could be due to the smaller hitbox, but I mean, scout's the one class you can't fool anyone with except for the free-to-play gang on spawn, but most of the time they're, well, dead already, so you end up just getting yourself killed, and obviously I'm absolutely paranoid about spies because of the class I'm playing, so it's kind of hard to fool me, but I'll sometimes get irritated shouting out the call outs for the spies and nothing will be there, and that's something you got to learn to deal with as a medic main, really. Disappointment and your team ignoring you, but that's mostly for casual. For competitive and the higher levels, or even just after a while there will also be annoyances, they'll be more willing to not only listen to you but also praise you when you're good, and it feels good. Because at the end of the day, this is a disappointing class in a lot of ways. Sure, you can pull some great shit and you'll feel like a god, but nobody will acknowledge you unless you have something mental like, say, 20k heals or in the first round, or 15k levels. I'm not doing the best myself here because my team's staying alive and I'm slightly preoccupied more than average, but oh, let's go. Yeah, that's also something you should notice too. The knockback knocked me off and I got lucky there, but in the future, you and me including myself should learn to do what's called surfing. You essentially strafe A and B with the damage in order to allow yourself to escape with the enemy. Oh, I lost a friendly Hoovy. I don't actually need that. I wish it was a spine, I'd heal him. This is fucking Hoovies, I love them. 1 second. Just need to make sure he survives. See, he's coming. I don't trust Hoovies with holiday punches, even if they are Hoovies. They're crafty bastards, some of them, give me. Alright, that's 100% crit rate on the Uber Saw. I'm not letting him get stabbed once. Ah, that's unfortunate I died. Very, I hope that's not what I think it is. That better not be what I... Nah, it's probably not what I think it is. He's got a high score. It shouldn't be a hacker, it should just be a... an orange box user, as I call them. But back to the tips I was given. Yeah, as you can see, the quick fix is... it usually gives enough classes overheal to survive a headshot, if they're light classes, and it's 2 if they're things like demo men, so it's useful. And the faster the heal speed and the Uber Saw, which is, or the Uber of the quick fix, which is 100 health per second. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like that in game, but that's actually enough to survive a rocket launcher most of the times, because most of the time even pros won't hit their direct hits because they'll be off put a bit by the Uber. It kind of slightly scares people knowing the enemy can survive god levels of damage. Oh, watch out. Yeah, the Ubers of the quick fix seems to lag a bit when you're damaged. I don't know if that's intentional or just how damage works, but it does cause issues. So it's more like 80 a second a lot of the time, it feels like. And I've also noticed they're setting up sentries, and I believe that sniper from earlier has migrated, so we're safe. But spy. There's another thing too. Engaging with a spy in melee actually isn't the worst idea. Like, you'll know what spies will do after time. Obviously you shouldn't do it, but if you have no choice, getting a free Uber hit on them will up your Uber. And that reminds me of another thing. Uber Saw, the gain of Uber you will get from an Uber Saw will not happen if it is a dead ringer. Let's say example, this medic was a dead ringer and I whacked him, and he dead ringered after I whacked him. I would not get the Uber Saw bonus from that. That's a way to tell a dead ringer, because I don't know if it's intentional, just Valve being dumbasses as they are, but you won't get the bonus you would get from a normal Uber Saw hit. And I've used that a few times to call out split, I know their ding, look behind and get a real whack on them later. It's just something you should keep out for. Awareness in general is something, but I assume as a medic you'd gain that over time. Yeah, and there's also... but enough about the quick fix. Another topic of overall use is the Quick's Creed. The Quick's Creed is the fastest of the gaining of the Ubers. It gains at a 25% speed rate, or in a competitive setting where counting matters, around 30 seconds. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but In things like combat, every 10 seconds matters. That's more than enough to allow your soldier, if they have good aim, as you should be doing, to get a blaster radius hit on the medic of the enemy team during the 10 seconds. It's also likely to be retreating, so less healing therefore, and panicking. And once you kill their medic, instead of having to deal with two Ubers against each other, you just deal with what would be basically a steamroll, because your crits not only have taken out the medic preventing their Uber, but also most likely annihilated the team and forced them to retreat. And after their medic has died, you can still build up their Uber at a faster rate, as I believe it takes around 10 seconds to spawn and 8 seconds of Uber, most likely killing the medic halfway through. It would allow you to basically keep widening the gap between yours and your enemy's Uber, if you play your cards right. So Kritzkrieg itself isn't actually completely bad and competitive. If you know what you're doing, can count your things and build up at a consistent rate. You can have Ubers at first 10 seconds and possibly even 18 seconds further, then possibly 26 if you have the exact 8 seconds, and so on and so forth. Because that 10 seconds of the recharge plus that 8 seconds of you would mean, if I did my math right, either 12 seconds, 2 extra seconds each time, or 8, and eventually across a point game that could be split to effect. Oh, did nice as a medic that game. But yeah, Uber is a very, very useful thing. It's incredibly to honestly end the video here. Can tell I've been tangenting a bit, and it has slightly affected my performance, but I've still enjoyed it. Oh my god. And just notice we have completely equal medic levels here. Guess we know who outwon, but that's besides the point. I'm going to have to end the video here. I'll upload some later, maybe today. Have a good one, lads.